Shalom, 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 Yasha. This your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Buckle Up, Jake. Buckle up, Jake. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called Buckle Up, Jake. All right, buckle up. All right, now you see right now, you got your boy Nero coming down on the Northern Kingdom. All right, you got Nero coming down on the Northern Kingdom, and hey, soon it's gonna the Southern Kingdom is gonna be next. All right, hey, get ready. So I say, buckle up, Jake. I've been watching these videos. You got, black folks say, hey, no, that's not our business. We need to leave that alone. Right? Hey, all this is going to affect you too, man. Right? I want to get a couple of scriptures. Right? Jacob's trouble. Hey, it's time to buckle up, Jake. All right? Time to buckle up. All right? This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse number 6. It says, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail? All faces are turned into paleness. It says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right. And Jacob's trouble. Hey, listen, you see what's going down. All right. You see what's going down. All right. And the warnings have been out. All right. It's time to buckle up. Okay. The book of Daniel tells you what? Daniel chapter 12 and verse number 1. It says, and at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as there never was since there was a nation. It says, even to that same time, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. All right. That's talking about the elect. Right, they're going to endure. They're gonna be the ones who are going to be saved out of it and delivered out of it. Right, but it's going to be like a time of no other. All right, and you see, your boy Nero. He was quick to try to, he tried to use that word insurrection so he could try to push that bill. That what is it? It's like a 1897 bill, right? An insurrection thing. All right, he's ready. He's itching, to get to this martial law. All right, he's itching to bring, put the troops in these major cities. Right, he's waiting for Jake to he wants him to keep going off. All right, and you falling right into the plan. All right, but this is what the scriptures talk about. Right, when we go to Second Ezra. Right. Second Ezra, what is that, 9? Let's get that real quick. All right, Second Ezra 9. It says, and verse number 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, right? And I believe there was a earthquake in Northern California, right? And it says in the uproars of the people in the world, right? Where you got an uproar right now, even in Southern California. All right. So you got the earthquakes and you got uproars, right? All in the same place. Okay. It says, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning, and the end is manifest. Okay. The Most High is, it says, reading on verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Okay. And this is what, we're coming into. All right. There's all types of, signs in the heavens, right? You see the times, you see the uproars in the people. All right. You see the great division, all right, of the kingdom. Okay. You've seen the earthquakes, right? The rumors of war. Okay. Hey, listen, right? And Jake is just acting like nothing's going on. All right. You got the sedition of men, right? What is that? Second Ezra 15 and verse number 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, and there should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their powers. Right. I was watching a video, right, and they were standing over the overpass, and they had all these CHPs, right, California Highway Patrols, and they were just pelting rocks and boulders, and it was just all types of, lighting cars on fire, right? And we know too, Esau has a lot to do with this. Esau is, just like before, he has his little paid actors who go out there and try to incite, these riotings and these different things, But ultimately, this is what they want to do so that they can bring in martial law. All right. It says, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Why? Right? Because you got military, right, blocking and doing these different things. Okay. So there's gonna be, that's what they're pushing to do right now. They're pushing to to have the military come in, right? He was quick on the trigger to cause the military, right? But even in that, he's causing division, amongst his own. All right. You got California talk about now they want to sue, for them, putting the National Guard in, into their state, right? But this place, is set to fall. Okay. This place is set to fall, right? And Jake ain't ready, man. Right? Jake ain't buckled up and is not ready for what's about to happen. All right. This is Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse number 8. I started verse number 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, right, Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 8, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Isaac and Esau were born, when Isaac, let me read it again. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? So we see the crumbling of Esau, right? Esau and his rulership. Okay, this place is coming down, right? Jake ain't ready for it, right? It's time to buckle up, Jake, right? You've been comfortable. You've been putting your trust, in Egypt, right? And what does it say? Yeah, let's go here. Salakia. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah real quick. Okay, and then we'll go to Isaiah. Right, this is Jeremiah, chapter 42. And let's start at verse number 13. It says, "But if you say, we will not dwell in this land, neither obey the voice of Yahawah Bahasham your power, saying no, but we will go into the land of Egypt, right, where we shall see no war, nor hear the sound of the trumpet, nor have hunger of bread, right, and there will dwell. We will dwell, right." And this is modern day Egypt, right? And our people have put their trust in Egypt, all right, and their benefits, in the whole system. Okay, they put in their trust, thinking that their military might and these different things, right, are going to help them and save them. It says, "And now therefore hear the word of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, ye remnant of Judah. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, the most high power of Israel. If ye will wholly set your faces to enter into Egypt and to go and sojourn there, then it shall come to pass that the sword which ye feared shall overtake you in the land of Egypt, and the famine whereof ye were afraid shall follow close after you there in Egypt, and ye shall die." All right. And this is the same, just as in the days of Jeremiah, it's the same things that's happening now, right? Our people are putting their trust in this place, right? Which is what? Spiritual Sodom and Egypt, right? Revelation 11, verse number 8, it says, "And their dead bodies," right? Who? The Israelites, right? Their dead bodies, meaning that they're dead from the neck up, right? They're spiritually dead. They don't know who they are, right? They're calling themselves Black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Haitian, right? Guatemalan, right? You name it, right? That's our people, all right? In this dead estate, right? In captivity, all right? Not truly living, right? It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt," all right? Where also our Lord was crucified, right? Because what have they done? They've covered over, right, the faces of the judges, right? And what did they put? They put, a blonde hair, blue eye, Jesus Christ, right? And they pushed that agenda, right? They've gotten rid of the true names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, right? Yahawah, Yahawashi, all right? And they're pushing that, right? And our people have eaten it up, okay? Let's go back to Jeremiah 42, and let's go to verse number 17. It says, "So shall it be with all the men that set their faces to go into Egypt to sojourn there. They shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by pestilence, and none of them shall remain or escape from the evil that I will bring upon them." Okay? And this is just as the days in old, man. Right? Our people continue to try to put their trust in this place. Right? Well, if we can, impeach this guy, then we can set up another president. He can no, right? This place is not set up for you. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to that. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Right. Isaiah. Let's go to 19 and verse number 4. It says, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts." Okay, and we see, right, this cruel Lord, all right, and we see what he's doing, right? He's coming down heavy on who? On Northern Kingdom right now, right? And we know, hey, it's gonna be just a few moments, and guess what? He's coming for Judah, right? Levi, right? And Benjamin, right? The southern kingdom, right? Is coming for them next, right? But Jake get comfortable. Hey, as long as it ain't me, right? Not understanding, all right? Hey, they're coming for you next, right? You better buckle up, all right? Let's stay in the book of Isaiah, and let's go to verse number 31. Verse number 1, it says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi." And that's what our people do, right? They're putting their trust, right, in the Egyptians, right? Babylon, right? AKA America, man, right? The great whore that the Bible speaks of, right? Our people put their trust in this place, right? Whatever they say goes. Oh, yeah, we got to go get that jump shot. Oh, yeah, let's line up. Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, no, everything that they say goes, right? And when they piss them off, what does Egypt do? Give them a little money. Here's a little stimmy. Here's a little stimmy check. Here you go. And what does Jake do? Okay, yeah, we good. Yeah, I'm about to take this and, put some rims on my car and, tint out my windows and, just the foolishness. All right. And then back in the same estate. Okay. But you putting your trust in this place. All right. You putting your trust in this place. And it says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words. It says, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not the most high power. It says, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. It says, and when Yahawah by Yahawashi shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is helped shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. Okay? And you want to be caught up in this, right? And guess what? In this time of trouble, right? You want to put your trust and your faith in Esau, in Edom, in Egypt, okay? Modern day Egypt, right? Then, hey, the Lord said you're going to fall with them, all right? Be it if it's pestilence, the sword, right? Famine, whatever the Lord has set up for you, right? You're going to have to eat that, man, right? Because you didn't want to put your trust in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and be secure, right? You put your trust in this man, right? Who's not a God, all right? Let's go to, and it's the same too for you women, right? Hey, this place is, it's set. That's why it says, matter of fact, let's get that. Micah 2 and verse number 10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. All right. And you got a lot of people here, they're trying to fight to stay in this place, right? And this place is going to be burned up, Hey, Yahawah Shai might even be saving you, out of this place by taking you and taking you way out of this place, right? You never know, right? But our people want to turn up because they love Babylon so much. They've drunk the juice, right? And guess what? This place is set up as our punishment, right? The land of our captivity, right? And soon enough, right? This trouble is going to hit the fan, right? And those who, hey, you're not buckled up, right? You're not locked in with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble, okay? Because trouble is coming, all right? And it's got your name on it. Jacob, right? Jacob's trouble, right? This trouble's got your name written all over it, all right? And not only you, hey, but these other nations too, right? Going to be catching hell, all right? This is a special one for Jake, This is your, hey, that whooping stick, okay? And ultimately, you're going to have a lot of our people, right, who are going to, Shalakia, who are going to, fall into that NWO, right? They're going to put their trust in Esau in Egypt, right? And they're gonna be in line fighting each other, right? Guarantee it. Just like they was in there fighting for the Popeyes chicken. What more to get this MOTB, right? They're gonna be fighting, right, to get Revelation 13, 16, and 17, right? Because they want to keep this lifestyle. They want to keep this stuff going, right? And it's gonna be crazy out here, right? The Lord is not gonna hold back. The Lord has spirits of vengeance, ready for this time. All right. I mean, it's gonna be hectic out here, right? But Jake ain't ready, man. Jake and Eve ain't ready. I was just watching a video on YouTube where you got Eve over here stealing, weave from the hair store, right? What happened? Ishmael came out, and threw a rock, in her windshield, because she wanted to try to get her. I don't even know the what is it, type 4 hair, whatever whatever you want to call it, right? These are the things, man. You're not ready for you haven't prepared yourself, right? You haven't prepared yourself in Yahawah Bahasham Shah, right? You're doing everything else, everything else, like me and the brother we was talking about, hey, we could just already see it, right? Jacob's trouble comes, right? These things, folks start riding. What they gonna do? What's Jake gonna do? Jake gonna be trying to get the brand new Jordans. He gonna go to Foot Locker or somewhere, right? He gonna, go to 7-Eleven and get the Swishers, right? That's what they're gonna be thinking about, right? When all hell is breaking loose, right? Their whole mindset is gone. Right? That's why the Lord is gonna have to reset a lot of Jake's mind, and it's gonna have to be through destruction, right? Through destruction, being deleted, back to the spirit world, and come back in your right mind in the kingdom. All right. And the Lord is setting it up. It says like it's a time like no other, like we just brought out in Daniel 12. This is going to be like a time like no other. All right. And you've been warned. All right. The men have been trying to warn you, right? Like Ezekiel, right? Whether they hear or whether they forbear. All right. But you see that the things that are coming to pass, right? But our people, just as Yahawashi, just as in the days of Noah, right? Let's get that. I'll probably close it out, right? Matthew 24 and verse number 37, right? It says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew it not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? And that's how it's going to be. Right? People are going to be caught up in just trying to keep this American dream. They want to stay asleep, man. Our people want to literally stay asleep. And they're gonna do whatever they can to get that sleep, right? Even if it's taking the MOTB, and guess what? Getting hit by that nuke, man, by them nukes, all right, by those arrows, by Yahawashi and the angels and the chariots with their weapons, with their laser beams and the weapons they have on their, right? This is what's gonna happen, all right? They got to get their ass zapped to understand, right? When their flesh, like Zechariah 14 and 12 talks about how their flesh, their eyes are going to be consumed while they're standing on their flesh is going to be consumed while they're standing on your feet. Your eyes shall melt away in your sockets, your tongue, right, is going to melt away. Then, right, as that's going on, then the thoughts are going to be in there. Maybe I shouldn't have did that, right? But this is the times that we're coming into, people. All right, and it's time to buckle up, right? Seek Yahawah Bahasham Shai while he may be found, right? Call upon him. Let's get that. Then I'm gonna close it out, right? Our people they don't know, right? And we've been trying to warn, right? Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6, it says, Seek ye Yahawah Bahasham Shai while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Okay? It says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahawah Bahasham Shai, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Right? And this is not something you can procrastinate. And we know how Jake loves to procrastinate. Right? You need to be seeking Yahawah Bahasham Shai now, right? Before it's too late, when the Lord turns his back, right, on a lot of our people, right? And Jacob's trouble, hey, it's going to be all hell, man. All the time, right? It's going to be a crazy, crazy thing, man. Right? You can just imagine. You see the little things that are going on, right? You see the wickedness of people and the destructive mind that people have, right? And that's going to be full-fledged, and they're not going to care. All right? They're not going to care. So you think Esau is going to care about you in that day? Right? Come on, man. The Lord is going to turn Esau's spirit up, and he's going to be like that wild man, all right, that the scriptures talk about. He's going to become back into his caveman mentality, his beast mentality, man. All right? So I just wanted to do this, quick lesson. Hey, buckle up, Jake. Right? Hey, it's coming. All right. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Almighty Shalom to the 144,000 men. Right. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have ruled well through the Spirit. Another mighty Shalom to the rest of the elect out there. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep enduring. Right. Stay focused, stay locked in. Right, to Yahawah Bahasham Shai, right? Because it's about to hit the fan, all right? And with that, I'll say shalom.